Hi guys, today's sales training. I was flying the other day, horrible weather, having to go through Dallas. They had this massive hailstorm, airports closed, flight canceled, absolute terrible trip. But to try to keep us relatively happy as we're sitting for 5 hours on the tarmac, why don't they deboard? Total different story, sorry about that. They played us a movie. And it's a movie my wife liked and my kids liked, and I never wanted to see. It was Saving Mr. Banks. And I'm going to be honest, you're not going to hear me endorsing it. I did not love it. It is a very well-made movie. It has, the best I can say about it is it intrigued me for more information that it didn't give me, and that's as good as I can get. But this is what it gave to me. And take that and put a pin in it for a minute. One of the things I always say to people is, how hungry are you? How persistent are you? And I run into salespeople constantly that, man, I never stopped. I never stopped. I go there. And I mean, the ones that I went to work at 5 a.m. and I didn't quit till 10, or worked Monday through Sunday and I haven't taken a day off in 3 months. And I'm not. That's effort. That's not persistence. That's not commitment. That's not, I will eat. One of us will, if somebody has to die today, they may die, but I will eat. Persistence. How do you get there? Now, I'm going to come back to this movie because there was a point in watching this movie where the basics, one of the main storylines is Walt Disney desperately wants the right to a series of books called, I think they were called Mary Poppins, written by this Australian lady that's lived for decades in London. And the Australian lady is broke, blah, 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 but she's a bit of a kook and a control freak. But Walt Disney has been fighting her for years to get it. Because she's hurting for money, she finally agrees to meet with him. So they're going to come together and they're going to meet, and he's going to convince her to sell him the rights. And the whole run of the basic of the movie is she's doing the meetings, everything, but she keeps saying no and she won't sign it off. And he just keeps giving in. Oh, that'll never happen because Mr. Disney's never done that. Mr. Disney does it. Oh, I mean, she just keeps dumbing this because he wants it so bad. And I'm sitting there about 3 different times going, why didn't he say, kiss off? I mean, come on, seriously? There's other stories, and he's like, what is the deal? I mean, there's a point where tell her to stick it in her ear. Especially when you know in leverage, she's got to have the money. Eventually, she should come to you. Might not. She's a stubborn gal. There was the potential she would starve to death before she would give it up. But on the whole, and yes, they give the part where he can relate, and he's been there. Now, I don't care. At the very end, when it gets really, oh my gosh. I mean, he gets on the plane and flies to London. I'm like, why? Why do you want it so bad? Here's the deal. I'm not going to break down and psychoanalyze that. I'm not at all. Here's the point I got from it. Walt Disney would not quit. He wanted that story. My wife, trying to explain it to me, said, you got to remember, he said, I promised my daughters. Now, for me, I can't imagine. I love, I'm a promise keeper, all that, but seriously. But maybe, whatever the reason was, that man was not going to have that story. He went this way, hard, bam, stopped. He lost. He stepped back, didn't even take a full breath, went this way, bam, bam, bam. This way, bam, bam, bam. This way, bam, bam, bam. They tell the story as one of the great recruiters of all time. You know, I'm an Oklahoma boy, Barry Switzer. I'm not a huge fan of Barry Switzer, by the way, for anybody that cares. But that man, when he wanted to recruit, he was famous. I mean, there were recruits who would come out, and Barry Switzer was sleeping on their porch. Barry Switzer would welcome his way in and stay on the couch. He would not leave their living room until they signed. The man was the most tenacious recruiter ever. Is it taking you here and showing you the glory of this? Is it taking you out and doing that? Is it showing it? Whatever it is, he wouldn't quit if he wanted you. And the guy won a number of national championships and competed for him every year because of that. Walt Disney wouldn't quit. And when it finally was done, when it finally was over there, every single option, every single tactic, nonstop, pursuit, give, retreat, attack, retreat, nonstop. It's finally done. It's dead. It's gone. She has made it clear. She has been harsh. She has gone off. He won't let it go. He keeps it in his head. He keeps figuring out, what is the angle? What is the angle? What is the angle? And when he has a new one, whether it's right or not, he has a new reason to go. The man gets on a friggin' airplane, drops everything else, regardless of its value. Regardless if it's, I cannot miss my kids' play. Regardless if it's, oh, it's my wife and I's anniversary. Regardless if it's, this is the biggest deal, this has to be done or we're not going to pay our bills. Regardless of that, he had to have this deal. He dropped it all. He got on a plane. He stood there and knocked on the door in the shock, the Barry Switzer moment. What is, and went again. And eventually, finally, that little old ant brought down that rubber tree plant. Movie was made, one of the most famous ever, Academy Awards, blah-da-da, creepiest songs ever written in the history of TV. My wife will kill me if she sees this because she totally disagrees, but it creeps me out. Irrelevant on that. My point is, what level of persistence are you? If you want it, if you need it, if you gotta have it, do you keep going down this one, and once that one dies, the best I could say about you is you never quit slamming your head into that wall? Do you step back, find a new point of attack, go again, step back, find it? Never quit. Never quit doesn't mean make sure the enemy kills you. Never quit. Be persistent like Walt Disney. Are you struggling? Can you not pay your bills this month? Are you not sure you're going to make it? Is it you're going to fail before you can actually get across the finish line? Don't quit. Drop it all. Find a new way. What's the new path? Go. Or your sales percentages should be 50, 60%, but your closing ratio is 40. You're not being persistent enough. You're not Walt Disney after Mary Poppins. Be Walt Disney after Mary Poppins. Doesn't mean violence. Doesn't mean anger. Doesn't mean some of the harsher metaphors I use at times. Doesn't mean smut. Doesn't mean sex. Doesn't mean some of the more tantalizing metaphors I will use at times. It means you go. When it is done, you step back, you take a half breath at best, and you go again. What is a new tack? You don't quit. Keep going. Keep driving. Be Walt Disney. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.